Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie and I make pictures and stuff. Today I'm doing something a little bit different than usual. Today I'm going to be reviewing the ARTSNACKS subscription box. ARTSNACKS is a monthly art supply subscription box. Each month you get 4 to 5 full-size products. And I think it comes with a little snack as well. I thought it sounded pretty cute and wanted to give it a try. The box is $24 USD, but if you live in the States, but you can get discounts if you purchase several months boxes at once in advance. They have 3-month, 6-month, and 12-month plans. If you're international though, the box is $34 USD. Shipping is free either way, but with the price jump for international boxes, it's pretty obvious it's just added to the cost of the product, so you're not really like saving anything there, but factoring in conversion as a Canadian, the total charge to my account was $40.60. So we're gonna open this up and let's see if it's worth it. And this green tape on the side is just to block out my address. I don't need strangers on the internet knowing where I live. Okay, let's take a look. Ooh, okay. First thing I see, I don't use a lot of lime green in my work. Ooh. 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 Okay, we're back. My workstation is now probably permanently tinted a little bit green here, but that's okay. We're gonna move on. It cleaned up okay. It's mostly gone at least. So let's keep going. So yes, I do like these inks. I do have one of the metallic ones actually. I have this one here. I like this a lot. I use this a lot during Inktober. I still have green on my hands. Okay, let's try that again. Please excuse my hands. It's very bright. I don't know how much I'm going to use it in my daily work, but I am excited to try it. Next, I feel bad touching this with my green hands, but we've got some watercolor paper. I don't know what, oh, hold on. Oh, here we go. There's a little thing. Oh, this is interesting. It shows the retail price. This is the De La Rowney FW acrylic artist's ink. The price listed here is $7.99. Next, let's take a look at this paper. Obviously, the paper is going to be hard to find the actual price on because it's such a small size. Like, that size obviously isn't sold. Oh, it's a bonus item anyway. So it's L'Aquarelle Canson Heritage watercolor paper. Okay, and it looks like it has a nice tooth to it, so I am excited to try that out. I like the texture, so that's exciting. And then we've got a little sticker. Oh, that's cute. It's got little sprinkles. Okay, now we've got this thing that kind of looks like a really long tampon, but let's open it up. Feels like we've got a few pens in here, maybe some pencils. Okay, what have we got? Oh, we got a brush. So this is the Robert Simmons short handle acrylic paintbrush. It says the retail range is $8 to $11 depending on brush type. So this is the Tombow Fudenosuke brush tip twin tip black/gray. So it's dual colored. But I've heard of this pen before. I think I've heard good things about it, so I am interested to try it still. Apparently it is waterproof when dry, so that'll be fun to try out and experiment with. So it says $5.49 retail. Lastly, we have Taran Dak Super Color Soft Aquarelle Pencil. Oh, so it looks like this is a watercolor pencil in a lovely bright orange shade. To be honest, I'm not really sure. I would say that all of this together is worth $40, the $40 that I would have had to pay for all of it. Like, that's definitely not $40 worth of supplies, so that's kind of a letdown. But let's play around with this. Let's do some experimenting. We'll do a little piece and we'll see how everything goes. Alright, so first up, I think it makes sense to do some swatches. So we'll start off with the pencil. Okay, it's very bright. I mean, it seems fine. It seems like a pencil. It's got pigmentation. Let's try it with some water. So here's the brush. There's a lot of binder on the bristles. Let's try to soften it up a bit. Oh god, that's... I don't want to use this. This is so stiff. I like brushes that flow and have movement to them. Okay, that's looking a bit better. So let's, ooh! Okay, this is we can have some fun with this. We can use this. I've been trying to think a lot about how I'm going to use the colors together. Because orange and green, like, it's hard to get a good transition between them. So there was gonna end up being like a lot of stark contrast, I think, but we can work with this. This is gonna be okay. That definitely turns a lot more yellow when it does that. I really like that. And now we're gonna take the ink, the one that I spilled all over myself. I'm gonna use the same brush. Oh, she's bright. Let's see how it dilutes down. Okay, that's not bad. There's a lot of pigmentation on it. I think that'll definitely be fun. Now that the brush is getting a bit more flexible, like a bit more loose in the bristles, I'm definitely enjoying it more. It's definitely working a lot better for me. I do like this one a lot. Next is the pen. So there's two sides to it. One side is gray and one side is black. So it is supposed to be waterproof. It's a very fine point though. I like how fine it is. Let's try the black end. Okay. This is just a scrap of Canson paper. I'm not using the nice papers that I got yet. So, okay, it gets very fine. I like that. I like how easy it is to get a variety of line widths. I'm liking the pen so far. Now it is supposed to be waterproof, so let's try that out. Okay, it's feathering a little bit. The gray I can see just with the bit of water I'm putting on it, it is seem to be fading a little bit. So let's try with the black. Ooh, black is looking good. Okay, I'm actually, oh. There it is. Okay, so actually maybe with that one I probably did, like I just put that down like 10 seconds ago. So that's probably not actually dry yet. Okay, but I'm like the one that I did first, okay, it's lifting a little bit. So I think that might just be because I'm being really aggressive with it. I think if I were to not be so heavy with it, I think it would work a lot better. And I think also if I give it a little bit more time to dry. Usually when I do a regular piece, I will ink it. But the time between me inking it and me painting it is usually like at least 20 minutes, sometimes even a couple hours, just because I'll ink it and I'll go do something else. But I usually give my ink a lot of time to dry, just in case. Even before I go into erase it, I'll give it a lot of time to dry. So I think that's probably why we're seeing a little bit, because I gave it literally 10 seconds to dry. But for 10 seconds and the amount of water I was putting on it and how aggressive I was being, I think that's pretty good. We're gonna do some pieces. So because the pieces of paper that it came with are so tiny, I'm going to be doing two separate pieces. For both of them, I'm going to be doing the sketching with the watercolor pencil. Overall, not great for like under sketching, just because it doesn't erase great, and a lot of the time when you go in with water afterwards, it'll kind of soak into the color, even if you don't want it to. So keep that in mind. The pen I really liked. I think that's actually probably my favorite product of everything I used. I can definitely see myself using this again. In fact, I already have used it again. I used it for the food buttons that I recently posted on Instagram. If you were around for my live stream this morning, you would have gotten to see me paint those. For the first piece, I thought it would be nice to do kind of like a harvest goddess theme. One of the first things I thought of when I really contemplated the color scheme was carrots. The orange on the bottom, the green on the top, it just seemed kind of perfect, so I thought I'd use other orange and green vegetables like sweet potatoes and kale to kind of tie everything together and create kind of like this harvest goddess character. For the hair, I'm using just light washes of the green ink to build up the layer. I did find that the ink layered very well to build up the colors, but if you're looking for just like solid, opaque, electric green, this isn't your boy. I did find, again, I had to build it up. I couldn't really get it perfectly opaque on the first try. Like, I did try to do that with the carrot tops, and I did have to go over them a couple of times. Another thing I found is that I had to be very careful about how dirty my water got, because I started off with the green for the hair, and then I dunked my brush in water to clean it, and when I took that same brush and tried to go over the skin with it to bring out the yellow tones of the watercolor pencil, I found that just the tiniest little bit of green that was in the water kind of brought its way into the painting and ended up kind of tinging her skin a little bit green. It worked really well with the sweet potatoes and with the carrots, but it wasn't really the look I was going for on the skin. But that's okay, I kind of made it work. I gave her a bit of a green flush, almost like a blush. I thought that would be kind of cute. And for the background, I wanted to just go like really bright and vibrant orange. I thought that would kind of tie everything together and nicely. And now on to the second piece. For this one, I was going for kind of like a citrus theme, kind of limes and oranges, or they look a little bit lemony once you put the watercolor in. It's not completely orange. But what I basically wanted to do was kind of create a scaled effect using the lemons or the oranges and the limes, and kind of turn that scaled effect into like a really fancy like cocktail dress kind of thing. That's kind of what I was going for with this one. Another thing I found with the green ink was that it was a little bit inconsistent. Like here I was trying to go full opacity with that green ink, and you'll see as I go further down the dress, sometimes it's like pretty like opaque, and other times it's a little weak looking in comparison. Like you'll really see like a bit of a variety in the opacity of those green scales especially. Overall, I'm not a huge fan of the pencil though. I found it extremely difficult to layer on top of itself, so I feel like it wouldn't lend itself very well to doing other pieces with like the full spectrum. Like if you had a full set of these, I don't think they would layer on top of each other well, because I could barely get this one to layer on top of itself. You'll see, especially when I did the hair, and even when I was trying to do the skin on the first piece, I wanted to use that orange to kind of deepen it a little bit, and I was having a really tough time doing that. And with the scales, I'm just kind of going in very lightly with a mix of water and the ink. Very little ink, mostly water, to kind of add the segments, like the lime segments. And for the orange segments, I go in very, very lightly with the pencil, and then just dab water over top to bring out those yellow hues out of the pencil. And you will see for this one, and I think there were a couple other moments as well, I did bring in a tinier brush. I just wanted to make sure I really had the control, especially since the other brush was quite a bit thicker. For the skin, I wanted to kind of give it like a grayish tinge, so I used the Tombow pen. I put down the ink and then very quickly, like right away, put water over top of it so that it would kind of diffuse out and I could kind of shade with it a little bit more, as opposed to just like stippling or hatching. I thought it kind of gave a nice look. And then I'd layer it up with more layers of gray or with a little bit of black. I did find I had to be really careful layering this to not put it down while it was wet. You can see on her left arm I kind of messed up that. Well, her arms already are kind of messed up on their own. The anatomy was not with me today. And I don't know if it's just the hair, but she did end up looking a little bit like Blair St. Clair. I do declare. And for the background, just to really push that citrus theme I was going for, I wanted to do like a really light wash of the green ink to create like a lime effect. So I just kind of built up the layers. I went in very, very light, a lot of water, just a tiny amount of ink to kind of build that up. And with the face, I was very careful to leave that to last because I was really worried about it bleeding the same way the arms did. So after I did the shading, I just kind of left it for a while to really make sure it was 100% dry. So to recap, my favorite supply that I will definitely be using again was the Tombow pen.
Second, I would say was the brush. Once I soaked the binder out, it was very pleasant to work with. The green ink, I don't think I will use on its own, but I can see myself mixing it with black or other colors to maybe create like a nice dark green or other shades that could work in with my body of work, and I don't think I'll be using the pencil again. This is how the final pieces turned out. I'm pretty happy with them considering what I had to work with. Thanks so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and liking it up. And if you want to see more of my work, you can check out my Instagram at KTAddison Draws. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.